Hey there, welcome back friends. In this video, first of all, let us implement the business logic for this particular method. So let's get started. In here, first of all, let me get rid of this auto generated stub. It would be like session equals factory dot get current session. All right. And using this session object, first of all, let me import the required package. It would be from org.hibernate. All right, and using this session object, we will begin the transaction first of all. So it would be like session.begin transaction. Then again, it would be like session.create query. All right, now this query will definitely return a list. So first of all, let us also create a list. So it would be like list, and the list would be of product entity type. So it would be like product entity. Name of the list could be like product list. And now we will assign the list which will be generated by this query later down the line to this product list. So it would be like product list equals session dot create query. Query is not created yet. Now friends, the query would be little complicated, slightly little more complicated. So in here, let me create a string. So it would be like SQL string SQL equals from products where brand ID equals, then we will make use of single quote. All right, now what we need to do, we need to read the information which is there inside this variable, right? So it would be like we will concatenate the value from this variable, and then again we will make use of single quote. All right, so this looks good to me. All right, so now we will create the query based on this SQL string. So it would be like create query, and we will pass on this SQL. This is a variable. All right, this is good. Dot get result list. All right, now friends, here is the catch. What is this products? As we know that this product is nothing but our entity class, and definitely we need to update the entity class. First of all, we will mark this entity class as a entity. Here we go. And now we need to mark the column as ID. Now if I show you the database structure, the product ID is nothing but our ID. So in here, let me quickly mark this as ID. Here we go. And now we have the brand ID. Now what exactly is a brand ID? Brand ID is definitely a foreign key, and whenever we would like to showcase a specific column as a a foreign key, there will be a relationship between the referenced column. Let me show you real quick. So in here, this brand ID is what? This brand ID is the foreign key which refer to this brand tables column, and the column we referring is brand ID, which is okay. But this information that yes, brand ID is a foreign key in our products table, how we can convey this information to Hibernate? And indeed there is a way. Now before telling you the exact way, what is the relationship between brand ID inside this table products and the column brand ID which is there inside this brands table? Definitely, if there is only one ID in here, there could be multiple products inside the products table, right? So there are like multiple products where the brand ID is 2, and the relationship is many to 1. The relationship is many to 1. There are like multiple IDs for corresponding one ID inside our database table brands. So understand this. We have multiple products where the brand ID is, for example, 2. right? So there are like multiple products where the brand ID is 2. So this is important. As a result, let me maximize this. As a result, in here we will make use of a annotation which is many to 1. Here we go. And this will showcase, this will specify Hibernate that indeed this particular column is a referenced column. This is a foreign key. So this is good. Moving forward, let me pause this video and add the annotation for column, which is definitely optional thing, but it is good to do. Alright, so this looks good to me. Let me also hit enters in between every variable. This will be better. This will help us to identify individual entity easily. Apart from that, also let us add in the table annotation, and let us also provide the name. Name is definitely products. Alright, so this looks good. Now what else we need? Definitely we would require a constructor, and it would be like public, and the name of the method would be product entity, and that's it. Here is our default constructor. Now the final step is adding the getters and setters, and this would be done by Eclipse. We will navigate to source and generate the getters and setters. Let us select all the options. Let me generate it, and here we go. Everything is in place. Getters, setters, properties, and what else? Oh yes, we should also give the name of the entity class. So we will give the name to this entity. It would be like name equals products. The default name is derived from the name of the class, and the default name would be product entity. So let me simplify the name and give the name to the entity as products. That's one thing. Now friends, if I try to run this application, there would be a crash. Reason being, we are making use of this relationship many to 1. Now we must understand how this many to 1 works. So first of all, let me comment this out, and we will revisit this point. We will revisit how to make use of this many to 1 relationship in a minute. And there is this small little typo. Let me also fix this, and let us quickly run this application on the web server, and let us check whether we will get a proper response or not. Alright, so our application is now up and running. Let me show you the console once again. Here we go, and now let us navigate to Postman, and now let us request all the products where the brand ID is 2. Alright, so let me also show you the console. Hibernate is trying to connect with the database, and hopefully we will get a proper response. Here we go. Let me check Postman, and here is the response. This is a list of all the products where brand ID is 2, which is nice, right? We can again change the brand ID to, for example, 5, where we have some sample data. Again, we have a list, and if we make use of the brand ID other than 5 or 2, we don't have any sample data in the database, so we will get an empty response. So our application is working as expected. Let me also show you the database structure. We have 2 database table, brands and product. Now brand is what? Brand is the parent, and this is nothing but the referenced table, whereas inside the product table, inside the products table, we have this referenced key. We have this foreign key, and this foreign key is containing ID, and these ID is nothing but inside our brand table. Alright, so this relationship is not known to Hibernate yet. As a result, we are dependent on the ID, and we are getting a very simplified result. Let me also show you. So this result is simplified. We don't have any information related to the brand. Alright, so now moving forward, let me navigate to Eclipse, and in here, if we navigate in here and we undo the change, let me uncomment many to 1 relationship. Many to 1 relationship symbolizes that this particular ID, this particular key, this field is nothing but a foreign key. So once we do this change and try to what we say reload the context, and then again try to hit the same URL, that would be a crash. Let me show you. I am pretty sure that there would be a crash, and here is the crash. I can preview the crash. Crash is internal server error. Now, how to handle this crash, why we are getting this crash, how we can configure Hibernate to handle foreign key is something which we will see in our next video. So catch me in my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.